Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap, and this is the next lecture, that is the 7th lecture of the NABARD Grade A 2021 ARD Static Series. Okay, and the topic for today is the important MCQs on soil. Okay, so we'll be covering this particular topic in two parts. Okay, because in this particular topic we'll just go for soils, only that particular portion, but in rest we'll cover other of the topics. Okay, so to our new subscribers, kindly subscribe. Sorry, to our new viewers, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel where you can get all the free study material related to your examination. This is our EduTap Hall of Fame, and here you can see, and we are very proud to inform that out of 69 people who made it to the final merit list of NABARD Grade A 2020, 65 were EduTapians. And we are currently offering 40% off on all our courses. So if you or anybody you know are preparing for these examination, do tell them about this offer, and they can avail this course by using the code monsoon40. And do remember that this particular offer, it is valid till 8th of August 2021, so do not miss the opportunity. Okay, so let's come to this particular topic, and the first question says alluvial soil is rich in. Okay, so basically what is soil? In simple terms, if I would say, it is the base where the plants they establish themselves for the growth. Right, I know now there are many techniques where soil is not required, but if we go for normal condition, right, so soil, it is the basic thing that a plant require for a base, and from there it intakes water and everything what it wants to. So these soils are of different types, depending on what kind of minerals that are present in that soil, or what conditions they are present in, or what type of texture structure they have. Okay, so one of them is alluvial soil, and then you have to guess that alluvial soil is rich in, as in what minerals are found in you can say in abundant in alluvial soil. Okay, so the correct answer to this is option number first, that is potash and lime. Okay, see, these soil categories, they are very important from exam point of view, and especially alluvial soil, because it is the most available soil in India. So if you go for what is the most available soil in India, means it is present in abundant form in India. Okay, so these are alluvial soil, and what could be the reason? See, basically India, we have a good river system, right? So how these alluvial soils are formed? These are basically the when water or river bodies they move from one place. Of course, they have a particular path, they go from one place to another, right? So in between, they take away all the they, you can say, carve out the rocks, or they take away the soil from one place to another. So now this type of soil, which is a result of this particular movement, are known as what? Alluvial soils. Okay, now these alluvial soils, they could be of two type. One is khadar and one is bhangar. Okay, so what is khadar? Khadar is the newly formed alluvial, and it is more sandy, while older alluvial is more clay. See, what does these two term means? Khadar and bhangar are nothing but just a name given to the age of the soil, if I would say. So if the soil that has been sedimented, or the rocks, or the smaller particle of rocks that has been sedimented by the river, if they are newly sedimented, in that case this type of alluvial soil will be known as what? Khadar, and it is more sandy. And of course, why how you can say that? Because these are newly formed. How is a soil formed basically? Okay, soil, it is formed from the breakdown of the rocks. Okay, when rocks, they break down into smaller and final particles, and then soil is achieved. Okay, or is formed. So why the newly formed alluvial soil is sandy in nature? Because they are still in that breaking down of down stage. Okay, that is why they are more sandy, while bhangar, now they are older, means they have been sedimented for a while, but they are just breaking down more and more, and that is why they are now more clayey. Clay is what? There are different structure, there are different texture. I'll explain. One is sandy, one is silt, and one is clay. What happens? So clay, they are very fine particles, you must have seen. Okay, sandy, they are quite their, you can say, their size is quite bigger. sand you must have observed in beside the beach, or they have course, you must have seen it somewhere. And silt is somewhere, its size varies somewhere between these two. So this is a clay and this is sand, and somewhere in between is silt. So these are the three structure, and then we have combination of these. So here you are looking at the word loam. Loam is nothing but, when now we classify these into particular classes of soil, we say this is sandy soil, this is clay soil, and then this is loamy soil. So loamy is nothing but when the silt is present in that, that is known as what? That is known as the loamy soil. Okay, so I hope these things are clear. Okay, and these are deposited as said for floodplains by transportation in streams and rivers. Whatever river system that we have, it is going with that. All right, and it is formed from anti-sol soil order. These orders are also important, do mind them. Okay, so what are orders? We have this question forward also, but for now just understand like this, that this is one of the category on which we classify soils. So order is an important aspect of this particular chapter that you should know. Okay, so yeah, so alluvial soil, they are rich in what? They are rich in potash and lime. Okay, now let's talk about rest of the options so that you get additional information. If we talk about iron and manganese, okay, so these are abundantly found in what? They are abundantly found in red soils. Okay, so it is not like that these are completely absent in another. You'll find many, because if you when you will study the categories of soil, you'll find one or more these minerals, they are common, right? But they are abundantly found in only specific kind of soils. Okay, and red soils, it is not only rich in iron and manganese, but it is also rich in potash. Okay, then both these soluble salts and potash, they are rich in arid soils. Okay, and iron oxide and potash, they are rich in laterite soil. So see, in this way you have also now get to know that yes, there are different soils also apart from alluvial, that is red soil, arid, laterite. We'll cover more soil in further questions, and also you get to know that they are rich in which minerals, right? So this was your first question. I hope it is clear to you all. Now comes the second question, and it says black soils are made up of which soil order? See, now this term has come, what is soil order? If I have to classify, so see, soil order is nothing but what dominant characteristic one soil has. I'll go with a simple example. You must have heard that all the living organisms, they are divided into different kingdoms, then phylum, and then we have different orders, species, varieties. See, so there is a specific categorization that has been done, right? So just look like that these soils, they also have their categories, like their order is this, their texture is this, their whatever, everything that is given, that is their soil color is this, right? So they have been classified accordingly. They have a proper you can say information of what kind of things they have or what kind of things they lack, everything it is covered, right? So this soil order, we have different soil order, 5 of them are mentioned here, and you have to guess that black soil are made up of which soil order, right? So the correct answer to this is vertisol. Okay, so black soils, let's come to this, and why I have mentioned this question, because it is the second largest soil group. First is what? First is the alluvial soil, that is abundantly present in India, and the second is black soils, right? And it is mainly present in Maharashtra and MP portion, and it is important, you should know that it is made from vertisoil, a vertisol soil order. See, in this particular thing, you should know texture. Texture we have already done, that is your clay, sand and silt, right? And apart from that, you should know what are the different classification of soil. We have covered alluvial, now we are covering black, and we have also done a little bit of other kind of soil, that is red and arid and laterite, right? And so you should know all these things. There are many orders, we cannot cover every, but that this particular lecture is just to inform you that what thing that you have to focus on this particular chapter. Okay, so there are different soil order that you should know, and black soil, as the question asked, is made from what? Vertisol soil order. And in Maharashtra, it is particularly, it is derived from the Deccan trap called Reger or black cotton soil. See, basically what happens, it is this black soil, it is very good for the cultivation of cotton. Okay, and if we talk about what are the things or speciality of this particular soil is, okay, so that is it is dark, fine grained, okay, and it has very high clay content. See, this particular crop, it has very high clay content, means it has good water retention power. It does not percolate easily. What is percolation? The movement of water from the upper layer to lower layer. Okay, that is percolation. But if this particular soil, it is rich in clay content, means the particles, see, uh, if this is a sand, okay, because it is thicker in nature, there are chances that there is space in between them, right? So water, it easily percolates. But if we talk about the structure of clay, they are pretty much small and they are pretty much close to each other, right? So the water, it cannot percolate easily, right? So that is why it is also known as late soil. And why is it called so? Because it moistens sufficiently in the later period of the season due to its lower permeability than other soil. Lower permeability, what is the term permeability means? Permeability is nothing but to permit, to allow. To allow what? To allow water to pass through it, but it avoids that. And why? Because it has high clay content, and that is why it is also known as late soil. Okay, I hope this thing is clear. And if we talk about color, it is black, deep black to light black, as you can see in the picture also, and its texture is clay. If we talk about the texture of black soil, it is clay in nature, because the clay, it is present abundantly in it. Okay, now let's come to question number 3, that is the soils having pH above 7 are known as. Okay, so we pH, it basically defines what if the particular thing is acidic or basic in nature, or is it neutral. Okay, so you have to guess. Soil having pH above 7 are known as what? They are known as alkaline soil, saline soil, acidic soil, both 1 and 2, or none of the above. Okay, so the correct answer to this is the fourth, that is 1 and 2, and both alkaline soil and saline soils. Okay, so basically we can classify soil according to pH into two form. One is acidic and one is basic. Okay, we acidic and basic. Soil having pH less than 7. So if the pH is 7, then this particular soil is neutral. Okay, if it is more than that, okay, then this particular thing, uh, sorry, this should be like this, right? So if the particular pH is more than 7, it becomes what? It becomes basic. But if it is less than 7, then it becomes what? Then it becomes acidic. Okay, so soil that have pH less than 7 is acidic, and soil that has pH from 7 up to 14. Now do not get confused that why it is written just 14. It cannot be above 14. No, it cannot, but because the scale, it ranges till 14 only. That is why the pH is above, when 7 up to above, is called basic soil or alkaline. Okay, there are different terms that has been given, that, such as saline, alkali, depending on the range of the basicity of that particular soil. Okay, for example, here you can see that pH greater than, with saline soil having pH, if the pH is above 8.5, okay, sorry, lesser than, greater than 7 and lesser than what? 8.5, in that case we call that, yes, it is a saline soil. So basically basic soil are further, depending on what range it is in between 7 to 14, they are further named, they are given different names. Okay, that is saline soil, alkaline soil, and saline alkaline. Saline alkaline is nothing but the mixture of both kind of soil. And why they are further categorized? Because they differ in the form of sodium that is present in these soils. So how the sodium is present in these particular soil, these are according to that they have been categorized. Okay, so to continue that particular topic forward, I have made this question, and I have purposely made this question because most of the people, they get confused while studying the difference between saline and alkaline. So I wanted to make it clear to you. And the question says, in which of the following soils the sodium ions are present in soluble form in the soil water? See, basically what happens, a student when he studies, he does not get to differentiate between the different basic soils, because all of them have sodium content in the particular soils, right? So it is hard to differentiate, and that is why this particular question will solve that query for you. So the correct answer to this is a saline soil. Okay, so see, basically we have seen there are three soils: saline, alkali, and saline alkali. So if you know what is saline, what is alkali, you can assume, yeah, that saline alkali would be the mixture of it. Okay, so what are saline soils? In these soil, the sodium ions are present in soluble form in water soil. What is soluble form? Basically, if they okay, first I'll go for the definition, then I'll tell you the difference. And in these soils, sodium ion are attached to the negatively charged side of the clay. What is the difference? In saline soil, if this is these are soil particles, in both the cases these are soil particles, okay, and there'll be water in between that, right? So in case of saline soils, in both case sodium ions are present, but in case of saline soil, this sodium would be dissolved in water. How? Just assume water, just assume pouring or mixing salt with water. Salt is what? Nothing but sodium, sodium chloride, right? So if you mix that in water, that salt, it dissolves, right? So that what happens in kind of saline soils. In saline soil, sodium ions are present, but they are dissolved in water. While in case of alkali soil, sodium ions, they are present, but see, this is the water, but these are attached to these minerals, these ions are attached to the clay. And why is this written negatively charged side? Because sodium ions, they are positive in nature. If you have studied chemistry, you would understand, or you can search it, right? And the clay in the negative side, so positive would attract towards negative, and then they get attached to the negative side of the clay. Okay, so this is the major difference between saline soil and alkali soil, where the site of the sodium ions are. Okay, and these saline soils, they are majorly present along the coastal areas, right? Because we know that in coastal areas the water, it is salty, right? So this, when this water comes to the beach or to the coastal side, right, so it, along with the water, it carries the salt. When water goes back, it remains there. And when the water is provided to that particular area or at the water table level, right, so these sodium ions, they have this nature of getting dissolved in water, and that is why this is the basic difference between saline and alkali, and I hope you get this. Okay, so next question, that is 5, which says, which of the following crop can be grown in acidic environment? So it is not like that that soil, they need sorry, the plants, they only need neutral soil conditions for their growth. Okay, it can differ according to what type of crops you are growing. And also one thing is there, it is see, some crops, they are tolerant. Tolerant means ideally they would not like that environment, they would not grow in the environment, but if some conditions or some condition arises in which they are exposed to such acidic environment condition, or the basic environment condition, they would still survive. That is what a tolerant means. So there are acidic pH tolerant crops also, and basic pH tolerant crops also. Okay, and then you have to guess that which of the following they can be grown in acidic environment, and the correct answer to this is all of the above. Okay, and the explanation here, we have different cereals, legumes, others. Okay, others means they are mixed. Some can be cash crops, some can be plantation, other, right? So there are different categories, such as maize. If we go for cereals, maize, sorghum, wheat, barley, their optimum pH range is 6 to 7.5. Okay, so 7 is the neutral, but for better condition, for the better yield, for providing better environment to these crops, the optimum pH should be 6 to 7.5. Then millets, 5 to. So see, not only the environmental conditions are not the only reason to grow a particular crop in a particular area, right? But what is the condition of soil and other factors, they are also responsible. For millets, the optimum pH range is 5 to 6.5. For rice, we have 4 to 6. For oats we have 5 to 7.7, right? And then in case of legumes, we have, so see, these were present in our options, right? And apart from tea, we have 4 to 6, that was present in the option. And then we have legumes, in field bean, soybean, they all required 5.5 to 7. For groundnut it is 5.3 to 6.6. Sugar cane, cotton, we have 6 to 7, 5 to 6.5. Okay, so these are the different categories. Potato is 5 to 5.5. Okay, so we can look at, if we look tea, it can tolerate up to 4 pH, right? That is the and we have also rice that can go for much lower pH, right? Much acidic environment, if I would say. So it is not like that if they are grown in 7 pH. So see, if the range is 4 to 6, optimum means the best conditions. So it is not like that if you're going at the 7 pH they won't grow. It is, they would grow best at these ranges. Okay, so I hope this question is clear to you all. Now we'll go for some previous year question, 2018. This is of 2018, and it says, which soil is found most extensively in India? And you have 5 questions and sorry, 5 options, and the correct answer is alluvial soil. Okay, so yeah, that is all for today. And I said in the while starting this session that we'll do one more session on this particular topic only, with some different aspects. Here we focused on the type of soils because this is a very vast topic. Okay, so here we focused on that, but yes, we'll cover other aspects of this particular topic later in our sessions. So keep studying with us, and until then, all the best, right, for your examination, and do prepare hard. Thank you and all the best.